We've seen a lot of progress on access to PrEP in Canada in the past few years. Health Canada formally approved Truvada as PrEP in 2016, and that opened up Truvada as PrEP to be listed on private insurance plans. There's still a few steps to go before a drug can be listed on public drug plans, but some of those have already happened. So the Canadian Agency for Drugs and Technology in Health gave an assessment and recommended that Truvada as PrEP be listed on public drug plans. The next step would be for the Pan-Canadian Pharmaceutical Alliance, which represents the public drug plans, to negotiate a price with the manufacturer Gilead. We know that PCPA has begun doing background research on Truvada as PrEP, so we can expect that negotiations between the PCPA and Gilead will begin at some point in the near future. Assuming the PCPA and Gilead can agree on a price for PrEP, that will allow the public drug plans to individually make listing agreements with the manufacturer. Once those listing agreements are made, the drug is available through the public drug plans, but there might be restrictions on access to Truvada as PrEP. One of the things that CTAC recommended in their review of PrEP was that Truvada as PrEP be provided through doctors with a background in treating HIV. Now we know those doctors are limited. They often have waiting lists, and they're usually in urban areas, so that could create access issues both for Truvada as PrEP and for people who are living with HIV looking for care through specialists. And that's why folks in the HIV sector have really been advocating for open listings of Truvada as PrEP. Doctors with a background in HIV, as well as those who have patients who have really been active in advocating for themselves, have taken a leading role in providing Truvada as PrEP. However, we know that there's a long way to go, and that many doctors might be hesitant to prescribe Truvada as PrEP because they aren't very familiar with the medication. One of the benefits of Truvada is that it's been around for over a decade as HIV treatment. It's got a very well-defined safety profile and relatively few side effects. I think we need to see broader education about PrEP. We've seen some really great campaigns coming out of community-based organizations that really focus on groups who could benefit most from PrEP. Gay and bi men, Aboriginal communities, sex workers, people who use drugs, and African, Black, and Caribbean communities. We'd really like to see provincial and federal governments take a leadership role, identify the campaigns that work really well, and expand them more broadly so those communities that really could benefit from information about PrEP have it. We also know that the federal government's looking at making changes to the federal initiative to address HIV. We'd really like to see a fulsome inclusion of PrEP in that new initiative to ensure that we're not just looking at expanding treatment for people living with HIV, but that we're really making positive steps towards reducing new infections.